Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Ray Niles, and you've stumbled into the 10th episode of Red Barn Samplers. I'm so excited to have you joining me today, especially as we think about the successes and the excitement and just the craziness of the Nashville Needlework Market. I want to thank those that were very supportive of this endeavor, and particularly the individuals from Yarn Tree who sponsor Nashville Needlework Market, but also just the individuals that took time to stop by our room and wish us well. So for those of you that may not know, I shared a room with Linda Vinson from Needle Made Designs, and wasn't planning to be at market, didn't think I was going to get into market. And about 3 weeks before, Linda reached out and said, hey, if you don't have a room, I would be happy to share with you. And so it was a mad scramble, a mad dash, but it was so totally worth it. And I also wanted to take time to share with you, I kind of bobbled a little bit of the information on Ann McDonald. And you can see the original is over this shoulder. The original is over this shoulder. And then the actual model that was on display at market, I have with me as well. And the colors are fantastic. And needless to say, this was a hot commodity at market. You can only purchase this through your brick and mortar or online store. You are not able to purchase it from my website until at least May 1st. And right now, a lot of the shops picked up their copies to be able to provide all of you with your own chart as well. So a couple things to point out, which I've done on the previous video, is that Ann, the dot, and see how that R is up there on top. She did what all of us do when we run out of space. She just ran it up the edge. I also love that it's stitched in 1788. We know Ann was born in 1780. And as I mentioned in my previous video, I do believe Ann was probably the bonus baby. Her older brother was 14 years older than she was. And I like to think of Ann as being the blessing that their family didn't know they needed. Yet when she arrived, they were overjoyed. Also, for those of you that aren't familiar with my charts, heavy cardstock, and then on the inside, a story that usually goes with the original picture of the original sampler, a full page outline so that you know how to lay your stitches out, the actual chart spread across, in this case, 3 pages. Everything's in color. And then also any specialty stitches, and then information on the back so that your shops don't have to take them out of their bags if they happen to bag individual charts. So I'm going to read through a huge laundry list of shops that are carrying my charts in hopes that they are near you or accessible to you. So in no particular order, Penny and Tunny on Etsy, Traditional Stitches out of Canada, Gayron Stitchery, Brick City Stitch, Stacy Stitches Creative Studio, The Cross Stitch Cupboard, Cross Stitch USA, Inspired Needle, Fancy Works, Heart's Desire, which is my home local needlework shop, My Southern Porch, Stitch in New England, Mountain Air Stitchery, Daily Stitcher, Riverview Stitching, Stitching Bits and Bobs, Welcome Stitchery, Stitch Etc., Reflections Framing and Stitching, The Cruel Goblin, JT's Stitching Corner, Hobby House, Keepsakes, The Crafty You, The Creative Keeps Studio, Little Creek Needleworks, Knowledge and Needles, Acorns and Threads, Summer Kitchen Threads, Barefoot Needle Art, The Shanty Stitchers, A Stitch in Time, Stitchers Inc., Cross Stitch and Crafts, The Stitch Niche, Needlework, Needles in the Haystack, Southern Stitchers Needlework Shop, Village Sampler, Needle in a Haystack. A few other shops on that list of Nashville Needlework exclusives, as well as shops that carry my designs, are The Attic, Hollis Hands Creates, Tomorrow's Heirlooms, Salty Yarns, Sassy Jacks, and the Colorado Cross Stitcher. And if I missed anyone, I'm so sorry, but I literally exported out of my customer database those individuals that had purchased. So if I left you off, it's highly likely that it's because I didn't have you correctly tied to the shop that you were with. So again, thank you to all of those shop owners. If you're interested in grabbing a copy of Ann McDonald for yourself to start stitching, I would definitely encourage you to do so. Like I said, her colors are amazing, and we had quite a bit of traffic around this gal. So it was kind of fun to be there and to unveil her to the world rather than doing it on a video. To have somebody in person go, wow, I really do like that. So again, the story of Anne is also included, and reach out to your local shop if you're interested. I also didn't really get to spend a lot of time going to different rooms, and part of that was we had a lot of traffic through ours, and there was this vibe, this joyous vibe. People weren't stressed. It was very calm. Everybody was happy to see each other. Lots of hugging, lots of laughter. But the one room I did go to that I was just like, okay, I need one of those. Some of you may know this already. I didn't. It's a little company called Vivalux, and I'll hold it here so you can kind of see it. Vivalux, I believe, is a husband and wife duo. I believe that they are out of Florida, and they have created this really amazing little light. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm always on the quest for the favorite bag to travel with, and then also the best light that I can find that would help me when I'm stitching. So this little guy, you can't really see the brightness on the video, but it is crazy bright. And it's bendable. It has a clip. Let me shut this off. It has a clip that lets you clip to your hoop if you happen to stitch in a hoop or in a frame. It also has a little adapter thing that fits on here. So then if you do stitch through a magnifier, it's got a little magnifier. I just wear glasses that magnify. And then because it has a rechargeable battery to it, it comes with a little USB cord and a plug-in. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it has 50,000 LED hours of life on it. So this little guy could really do a lot of stitching for us. And again, if you're looking for that perfect light, something small, Vivalux, again, is the company, and just a delightful husband and wife duo that were in there. Also, you get 14 hours per charge, and it has 1200 lumens if you're interested in those details. So again, I really enjoyed just stumbling in there. Went to a couple other rooms as well. Actually found some of the charts to be absolutely fantastic. Had great conversations with those designers and really learned a lot. So just very grateful for that experience. One of the gals that I really enjoyed meeting in person was the gal who many of you know is Running with Needles and Scissors. And she had a beautiful sampler that was out for market called Beloved. And it's got a bird on it. It's very pretty. And then also, I want to thank the gals that worked in our room with us. One was Polly Kalich. The other was Judy Hall, and she's Hall and House Home on Instagram. And then Melissa Gay, who's Proverbs 31 Stitcher. We laughed a lot, and we had a great time just being together and sharing our love of needlework. I do want to remind individuals that may not be aware of this, but if you are interested in being considered for either this book by Whitney, which is called Samplers and Historic Embroideries, or this book called Stitched in Adversity. I've said that once we hit 4,000, I'm going to do a drawing. Well, we're about 500 away from that. And so to be eligible, you have to be 18, you have to be a subscriber. Don't say giveaway, all that stuff. And the magic word is Whitney, Witney. And if you've not been to the Whitney Antique website, it is a treat. Just scrolling through those beautiful antique samplers, really, really a delight. And then also, I'm pretty excited because I'll be going there this fall. So looking forward to that as well. I'm not going to have a very long video today because I want to kind of keep it short. I know many of you are watching other videos that are giving highlights of what market was like and being able to see all the goodies that people brought home. But I was reminded that last time in episode 9, I forgot to add a tech tip. So this week I thought, okay, what could I share that would be readily applicable to everybody? And the one thing that came to my mind was how to search in your messages, right? So again, I've mentioned before, I'm an iPhone girl, so mileage may vary on the Android, but on an iPhone, if I open up messages, which again on mine is up here in the top corner, I open up messages, and you can see I've got all kinds of messages that are listed with people listed, etc. But if I'm looking for a specific word that may help me identify the conversation that we had, if I type in, let's say in this case, I'm going to type in Nashville. And when I type in Nashville, I get all kinds of choices that come up. But the cool part is they're given to me typically in the most recent one first. So I can tap on this, and it's the Nashville Needlework conversation I had with Linda, and go back and reference that even though it was March 6th. So again, to show you how to do that, I'm going to open up messages. I'm going to use the search menu up here at the top. I'm going to type in the word Nashville, and I'm going to hit return. And when I do, it gives me all of these conversations around Nashville. It also gives me collaborative documents maybe that have to do with Nashville, links that have to do with Nashville, and any photos that I maybe had taken during my time at Nashville. So don't forget to look further down on that screen, because maybe there's something else there that would help you. The other thing I'm reminded of is that sometimes we get a text from a specific person, and we can't find that link, and we can't find that photo or a website. So in this case, I'm going to open up messages. I'm going to click on my daughter. Her name's Abby. You can see Abby's got all these conversations going. But up here, there's a camera, which I don't want to turn on right now. But there's her name. It just says Abby right underneath it. If I tap that arrow, as soon as I do, it gives me information. Let's see if I can get that in there. It gives me information about my daughter. But if I scroll up, it also shows me photos that we've shared, links that we've shared, locations that we've shared, passes in this case with United that we've shared, documents that we've shared. So being able to find something from an individual is as easy as finding the person, clicking on that little arrow by their name, and then scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And in this case, if I tapped on Abby, and she sent me a picture of her Wordle from 2 days ago, that photo is in there. So sometimes just being able to readily get a hold of where those pieces of information live can be really important, especially if you're sharing with someone else what your needlework looks like, or a chart that you want to share, or if you've taken a picture of the back of your chart and texted that to someone that says, I'm needing these threads, could you pick them up for me? And then you've got that picture of what those threads look like. Again, just a great way to be able to grab what's in a message and be able to access that in a hurried fashion. So again, just want to thank you for dropping in. I will be back before Easter. I have a specific sampler downstairs, an antique sampler that was stitched, and it is labeled Easter. So I will be sharing that with you. It's about 160 years old. So it's all done in white work. It's beautiful. So look for that on the next episode. And again, a big thank you to the folks that continue to support me. Shout out to the Shanty Stitchers, Annie from The Proper Stitcher, Linda Vinson from Needle Made Designs, and also Patty Mason from Mason Linen, who you will be hearing a lot more about. She's got some fantastic fabric. So again, thank you all of you for dialing in, and may your floss never twist. Bye-bye.